Hi, my name is Adam. Doing a quick video here today of how I pre-wired for a DC to DC charger in my Ram ProMaster. I hadn't seen many videos out there detailing how to put a larger gauge wire, in my case a 2-watt wire from the chassis battery to my leisure batteries. So I'll show you guys how I routed that today. Let's move in a little bit closer and show you how I did it. Alright, I've gone ahead and removed the battery cover for the chassis battery and swiveled my driver's seat out of the way. So you can see here that I have my 2-watt wires running into the battery, not along with the regular wire chases here from the factory. The cables run under this false step here and down through. We'll move in just a second and take a closer look at how I attached the chassis battery here. I've gone ahead and zoomed you guys in on the chassis battery. I'll go ahead and pop the positive cover off the battery. I have gone ahead and modified this slightly. You can see I sawed off a back portion there to allow my wire out and made a slight flap here to accommodate the wire. You can see that I've wired into the additional spot that has space for a fuse. I don't have the fuse in there right now as I don't have my chassis batteries in, but a mega fuse will go in there eventually. This wire does clear everything here just fine. I will need a little bit of a copper spacer to clear the mega fuse. My negative lead will go right to the forwardmost post on the negative distribution bar there. Then we'll cover how I've got these under the steps here and the modifications I had to make to do that. I've gone ahead and moved inside to look at how I routed the wire under the floor trim at the driver's seat. You can see that I routed it under this floor piece. Some of the little foam that they put under there to give it a little bit of lift I had to cut away. I also had to make a notch in the trim piece here to route those two wires under there. I put a little bit of insulation on top of the wires to make sure I don't have any wear. I'll pop back outside here and show you guys how I routed it under the step well to get to the driver's seat. Move you guys back outside and I'll cover you how I got it through the step well. The negative wire I was able to feed just right under this plastic piece and out the end of that trim, and it was able to come down through the outside seam of that step well. For the positive wire I did have to make an additional notch there, and I was able to run it on the opposite side of that well on the inside, and both of those are cleared from the step that goes right there, and no pressure is put onto those wires. I'll cover how I put it through the B-pillar in just 1 second. You can see here I'm on the cab side of the B-pillar. I was able to drill 2 holes and place grommets in them and feed my 2 wires through there. It does help to put some soap on the wires while you're feeding it through those rubber grommets to reduce some friction, make that feeding a little easier. I'll get you around to the other side here and cover what I did back in the cargo area. Back in the cargo area of the van, you can see the back side of the B-pillar and those 2 coming out again with rubber grommets. And I have it ran down into the side wells here. You can see I put some foam tape over those sharp edges, and those run through those wells there back to the wheel well. And for now I just have it laid over the wheel well. And you can see where I will have my battery bank going there. I'll do a video once I've got my battery bank done on how I wire this 2-watt wire into a bus bar, and then from the bus bar run 6-gauge wire to multiple DC to DC chargers and run those chargers to my battery bank. I've got everything put back together. Just wanted to show you guys how it looks. Everything still fits back in nice and perfectly fine. There's no heaves or anything from where the wire's running. I did forget to show you guys the modifications I had to make to the battery cover, so I'll pop that off again real quick, show you that. I've got the cover flipped over This part you're looking at would normally be just left of the brake pedal. So you can see I just cut some of that out. Just used a cut-off wheel and just cut a little portion of that out. It doesn't affect the stability of that plastic portion at all there. There shouldn't be too much weight being put there in the first place. So just be mindful, you'll have to make a little bit of a cut there with a cut-off wheel or something of the sort. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them below.